98 Sports Talk here with a quick update on Georgia Bulldogs football recruiting for the 2018 class. National Signing Day is fast approaching, which I believe is February 12th. We just aren't too far from that. And according to 24/7 Sports, Georgia has amassed the most five-star recruits in the history of 24/7 Sports doing the rankings. I don't know how long they've been doing it, but I know it's been well over a decade. I want to say they've been doing it maybe 15 years or so. So this Bulldog class of 2018, I mean, it might be the best recruiting class ever. I want to cover quickly just the five-star guys Georgia has in on board right now, and most of these guys are already enrolled. All of them are signed, obviously. First guy, we've got Justin Fields, Zamir White, Cade Mays, Brenton Cox, Jamari Sawyer, Adam Anderson, and Channing Tindall. All of those guys are the five-star recruits. If you don't know who they are, I'll just kind of mention quickly who they are. Justin Fields is the top dual threat quarterback in the nation. He was only edged out by the top, being the top recruit in the nation by Clemson's quarterback. I can't remember his name, but he was from Cartersville, Georgia, and he was very, very slightly rated over Justin Fields. So Justin Fields is basically the #1 recruit in the country. He's the #1 dual threat quarterback. He's a beast. The second guy I mentioned, Zamir White. I've seen articles where he's maybe one of the best running back that people have ever seen. This guy's amazing. He does have an ACL tear though. We all know ACL tears are bad, but supposedly it wasn't quote unquote one of the bad ACL tears, whatever that means. I'm not a doctor. The next guy I mentioned, Cade Mays. This guy's a huge offensive lineman from Tennessee. He was a Tennessee commit forever, basically. His dad was a football player at Tennessee, so Cade was a legacy. And due to everything just becoming a dumpster fire at Tennessee, Cade decided to decommit, and he was down to Clemson and Georgia, and he picked Georgia. So big offensive lineman for UGA there. Next guy, Brenton Cox. This guy, he's gonna be a linebacker for UGA. Excellent athlete, very highly rated. From the state of Georgia. Haven't heard, Alabama wanted this guy, came down to Bama and Georgia, and he signed with the Bulldogs. Let's see who I mentioned next was Jamari Sawyer. Now, this guy is out of Pace Academy in Atlanta, Georgia. I mean, he's just, if you look at him, he's like a freaking tank. I mean, he's huge. Another offensive lineman. And I think I read somewhere where he was like one of the highest rated offensive linemen in the past 10 years or something like that. I'm not sure how true that is, but clearly, I mean, he's a five-star. He's a beast. Next guy, Adam Anderson. He's another guy from Georgia, out of Cartersville, Georgia. He is going to be either a defensive end or a linebacker at UGA. He's like 6'5", and he's long. He's definitely going. He's one of those guys to me. He's kind of thin right now. He's gonna have to get in the weight room and hit the weights and put on some weight. That's why I think he might be one of those outside pass rush guys. But we'll see how how he does. I'm sure he'll put on weight though once he gets there. And the last five-star that Georgia's got currently signed is Channing Tindall, who at the time that he signed with UGA, he was a 4-star, and once 24/7 Sports did their final ratings, he became a 5-star, and basically he got that rating based on his play in the Under Armour game. So basically when he played against the best of the best, he really showed out, and they said, look, we got to give this guy 5 stars. Obviously he's a inside linebacker. He is one of these guys that could potentially take over for Roquan Smith. Roquan Smith was the Buckus Award winner there, the stud inside middle linebacker for UGA. So Tindall's definitely an option there, being a highly rated 5-star guy. So we'll see. But, you know, it's pretty amazing what Kirby Smart and staff has done there, putting together, you know, possibly the best recruiting class ever for the 2018 season. Well, you know, and these guys are going to be, who knows, all these freshmen may see playing time, you know, next season. We don't know. Although I would just speculate that Adam Anderson may need a little time just due to him being a little bit light right now. I do think he's probably going to need to put on weight. But all those other guys, you know, and offensive line's a tough transition typically. So Jamari Sawyer, Cade Mays, I don't know how much time they'll see. But Channing Tindall probably will see time at linebacker simply because Georgia loses all of their linebackers from this past season. Justin Fields, I'm not sure how much playing time he's going to see. This guy is supposedly amazing. So what I think will happen is, you know, Fromm's obviously a stud quarterback starter, so Fromm ain't losing his job anytime soon. So I think what you might see is Justin Fields sit the bench or maybe even take a red shirt. But I don't think he'll take a red shirt, but he might. But I think what you might see is Fields possibly getting some snaps towards the you know, the end of the season. You know, I don't know, of course. I'm guessing Georgia will be in the hunt. So if they're in the hunt, you know, it's going to be Fromm. I'm guessing. I don't know how much trust you would put in a freshman quarterback when you've got a kind of a proven quarterback. Even though, you know, Georgia had to rely on Fromm last season as a freshman, but I think, you know, maybe the second year is possibly where you'll see Fields, and you could see kind of a situation where you see Fromm and Fields possibly splitting time. Fields is supposed to be that good. Even, you know, and again, he's a dual threat guy, but I've seen the tape on him, and he can absolutely sling it. I mean, you know, a lot of the knock on these dual threat guys is, you know, they're mainly just runners, which is why Jalen Hurts lost his starting job to Tua there in the national championship. And just like Tua, Justin Fields can throw the ball downfield. So, I mean, Justin can do everything. He can run, he can throw. It just comes down to him learning the offense and his ability to be comfortable and, you know, obviously show up in games. So, but he's supposed to be amazing. We'll see. Also wanted to mention in this video, Georgia could also land 2 more 5 stars. Yes, that's right. They've already got the most 5 stars in history, and I actually think they will get these 2 guys who are 5 stars. One of them is Tyson Campbell. He is a cornerback. He is going to decide between Alabama and Georgia. That's what he's down to. I think he's taking a visit to Alabama this weekend. Not sure on that, but I believe he is. But he is an outstanding cornerback. He's one of those shutdown corners that, you know, everybody wants, obviously. But I do think, you know, everything I've seen, he's a Georgia lean, and so I think we'll add him as another 5-star. Quay Walker's the other guy. Quay Walker's from Cordele, Georgia. Took a Tennessee visit recently. You know, apparently had a good visit there. He's been an Alabama commit for a while, but he's clearly wavered. You know, he didn't sign during the early period, and it looks like, you know, from what I've seen, Georgia is the leader for Quay Walker, with Alabama second and Tennessee third. But I do think he's going to end up signing at Georgia, so that'll give Georgia another 5-star. And good Lord, I mean, how many 5 stars is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would be 9 5-star recruits. I mean, that's insane. That doesn't happen. If you know, if that does happen, Georgia's just gonna have. I mean, Georgia's already got an amazing class right now, and it'll only get better if Quay Walker and Tyson Campbell sign. So we'll see what happens. Signing day, like I said, I think is on the 12th, February 12th, so we don't have too much longer to wait. But if you guys haven't subbed yet, please sub, especially if you're a Georgia fan. You know, I give lots of Georgia updates, and look forward to you guys in the next one.